And we're back with the third final installment, maybe. There was quite a few. We're still at From the Bookery in Fairborn here for the last of these. These were, like I said in the previous video, I got a bunch of these for $1, including this one. There was quite a few Avengers, but I only grabbed 2. Try not to pick the bones clean when a local store has a sale like this. You know, be considerate of other collectors in your town. You don't have to have everything. Take it easy, even though I did buy a lot. So I'm a hypocrite, but a hypocrite with a conscience. I posted a review of the Avenger number 29, the Night Witch Devil, on Instagram a long time ago. That basically stated I wasn't that impressed. I had a few comments that only the first few that were actually written by Kenneth Robeson were good, so I snagged this number 5, Frosted Death. See how it goes. Frosted Death. And as a pure cover art grab, I got number 36, Demon Island. It's excellent because it's witchy, and I like the George Gross featuring Steve Holland cover art. There's the Steve Holland, the male model. He's the executioner also. It's cool. Looks kind of not childish, but a little bit like it would be on like a Indiana Jones Jr. cover or something. Let's get it in the shot. Found a 1976 first printing doll, Michael Moorcock, for $1. So that's good. The Land Leviathan looks to be a fun time travel with parallel dimensions plot. Cover art by Michael Whalen. Hell yeah. Who you may know as the cover artist of legendary metal albums Obituary's Cause of Death and Sepultura's Arise, along with many others, but those are the two I like the best, especially Sepultura. And he did those H.P. Lovecrafts from the 90s, those covers too, the collections. I could not believe I found this Badger in the dollar bin, the UK Badger. I've rarely found any of the famous UK paperback publisher out in the wild, and to find this supernatural special with comic book looking artwork on the cover was very exciting. Poseidon entity. Yeah, so it's from 1965 by John E. Mueller. Love to get some more Badgers. That would be awesome. Really, any of the UK books. It's like the when you watch the UK guys, the book guys, they always are like, oh, I want the American editions, because to them, this is what they always see. And to us, we want the UK ones because it's different. Everyone wants the Australian ones. The Morass Affair by Elliot Reed, Permabooks edition 1955. Cover art by James Meese. It's originally published in 1953. It's the golden Cold War era pulpy espionage crime fiction. Elliot Reed is the pseudonym of... it's a dual... They're sharing pseudonyms, Charles Rhoda and Eric Ambler. One of the first espionage guys. Very cool. And speaking of Eric Ambler, Background to Danger, copyright 1937, Pocketbooks edition, second printing from 1945. World War II spy thriller featuring a British journalist protagonist. And I love that it's from the era. Like it's, 1945. And he was writing about what was happening. I have a few of his, but I haven't yet to read them. I wonder if, they're probably, I'm imagining kind of more dry. And that's what made Ian Fleming so popular, is he probably spruced it up. But I would imagine that the Eric Amblers are more realistic. I don't know. Just guessing. Oh. You know what? Because of it's black, let's just take it out of the bag. The black and the bag are giving it a horrible glare. I've almost picked this one up a couple times. And then I always put it back and pick something else, but I don't know. I guess I just decided today was the day. And I love this artwork by Jay Allison with the hood coming out of the darkness. His grizzled face and pistol pointed at the viewer. It's real simple, but I think it's very effective. Using the black background. It's more of an imaginative style of artwork that you fill in the gaps, All right, we'll just put that back in the bag later. I don't know. If this was supposed to be like a comedy book or what. But this Beagle book's from 1971, Paperback of Hijack by Edward Wellen is hilarious in its premise. The mafia takes the space. Oh, that's so good. The pinstripe gangster and fedora smashed over top of the spacesuit. It's just so ridiculous and amazing. It's amazing. This is what when you go out looking for stuff, this is what you hope for. Mafia in space. Awesome. I picked up this 1950 graphics publications Western, The Singing Scorpion, by William Colt MacDonald. Total cowboy name he's got going on. Purely because I had never heard of the publisher, Graphic Publications. I tried looking into it, but it has such a bland name with the word graphic in it. It was just impossible to find anything, especially now, graphic design, graphic this, graphic that. There's just no Googling it. I do love the action-packed artwork with the nighttime cloudy gloom background here, even though they're in a bar. So it just doesn't really make sense, but it looks cool. And, you got the bullet smashing into the overhead bar light and bartender hitting the deck here. So yeah, it was originally published in 1934. Maybe that's the smoke in the bar. I don't know. Either way, I like it. Passport to Peril by Stephen Marlowe, Crest edition, 1959. This is a non-Chester Drum novel with the photo cover. I didn't realize that photo covers had started as early as 1959. I thought it was a little later. So that's kind of interesting. I guess I've seen them on movie novelizations or movie tie-ins, but not just a regular paperback original. I was way into the machismo cover for the River Devils by Carter A. Vaughn. This was originally published in 1968. This is the Popular Library paperback from 1979. everywhere online it says this is a Hall of Fame historical novel, whatever that means. Is there a Hall of Fame for historical novels? It just seems like such a specific thing. Maybe I'm being too literal. Anyway, look at how tough this looks. Yeah. We got naked butts and giant bats with a man's head sprouting out of its forehead. And it's telling you to pick up this 1971 popular library novel, The Late Great Creature by Brock Brower. Here, let's zoom in on that. Not really sure what's going on. The plot is about an aging classic horror movie actor making a comeback in the 60s. So I don't know if it's about, like, based on Vincent Price or someone older. Bela Lugosi. Probably Bela Lugosi. I don't know. I think I read a really long review on the, what's that blog called? The trash one. Like he always writes those big long reviews. We got Scandalous Shenanigans on the cover of Wide Open Town by Robert F. Mirvish. Get a close-up of that. The shenanigans. I love the suggestive retitling of the book to appeal to the sleaze audience. So it was originally called Texana, and now it's Wide Open Town. Not suggestive at all. Wide open. It was originally published in 1954. This popular library edition was published just the next year in 55. It's about a Texas oil town debauchery with drunken, unruly sailors and a lusty waterfront hostess. All right, yeah, tell me some more. That sounds great. It's got bonus artwork on the back here. I love unruly sailors. More drunken sailors. Sailor Steve Costigan. He's not really drunk, though. He just, gets in a bunch of fights. We got Unfaithful Wives and Desire-Filled... Well, let's try that again. Unfaithful Wives and Desire-Filled Revenging Husbands in this pretty unsexy cover for Tuesday to Bed by Francis Sill Wickware. This is the other book that I told you that the guy had killed himself. He only wrote the 2 books. This is from Popular Library, 1951, originally published in 48. I think this is the only $1 grab that after I got home and I was going through them, I thought, yeah, maybe I should have just left this one, but I don't know, when you're in that frenzy, that feeding frenzy, like a shark, blood in the water, dollar books. So I own all of the Francis Sill Wickware anthology, his whole catalog. The Phantom Canoe by William Byron Mowry, Popular Library, 1947. Cover art by Imho, I-M-H-O, which is a combination of Saul Immerman and H. Lawrence Hoffman. The Phantom Canoe. It almost looks like it's a 1940s Friday the 13th prototype. The blood in the water. If you can see the hands reaching up, like it's Jason. All he needs a teenager right there. I've only ever seen fantasy novels from John Jake, so I was surprised to see this PI crime novel from him. But as I was looking it up, I guess he also wrote a bunch of historical novels in the 70s, and that's what he's most known for. But the covers are always so bland that I probably have seen them in the store and just glazed right over them. So this is Johnny Havoc Meets Zelda, Belmont Books, 1962. It's a paperback original. Kind of lackluster, but I just because it was John Jake's, I got it. That one was not $1. If they're in bags, they're not $1. By the way, they're $5, except for the Robert E. Howard Conan, which was 15. I always like to say how much I pay for things because you shouldn't overpay for books online. And most of the books are overpriced online. So these are the real world prices. Even though I did get lucky with the dollar sale. But yeah, usually $3, $4, $5 is good. All right, soapbox. Step off the soapbox. Another train-centered Western, but check out the blurb on the cover. 1861, Mosby's guerrillas stage a daring raid to rescue a captured woman spy. So it was like Western-era guerrillas and espionage, which I just thought sounded awesome. It's Rebel Raid by Ray Hogan, Berkeley, 1961. And after I wrote that, I realized that it's the Civil War, so it's Civil War espionage. It's maybe not as exciting as I thought. And lastly, for the paperbacks from the bookery, I grabbed 4 more lasers for the collection. But yeah, I'll show off these covers, but I have a couple more things to show, so there's more after this. Just don't, people see the lasers and they're like, okay, I'm done, I'm out. Kelly Frias does all the artwork for these lasers, if you don't know. I think I already went over the history of laser in the first video. Owned by Harlequin. It's a series put together by Roger Elwood. It's heavily edited. Okay, so now we need to make room. So we got some pulps here. I already took the tape off so I don't accidentally snag it. Oh, talking right into the microphone. The first pulp I bought was a sports one, and I didn't take the tape off the bag, and it ripped a big hole right in the center. I was like, man, this thing has existed for 100 years, and I've had it for 5 minutes, and I mess it up. So, yeah, we've just recently started buying pulps. They're a bit more pricey than paperbacks. So, I probably won't be getting a ton, but we like to grab them every once in a while. And actually the vintagepulpmags.com, which is a great place to buy them, and it's properly priced and everything. They just had a sale last weekend, so we ordered 3. They're all weird tales, but if you look up vintage, what's it called? Yeah, vintagepulps.com. If I'm saying it wrong, I'll put the right thing in there. Look up the website there, and then go look up Amazon and see the price difference, and you'll see that you're not getting ripped off. So the first of the 2 that we got this time, this is from the bookery, is the January 1940 Street and Smith's Unknown, with his amazing witch trial era artwork by H.W. Scott. Fiction by Marian O'Hearn, A.E. Van Vogt, J. Allen Dunn, Harry Walton, Lester Del Rey, and a poem by Theodore Sturgeon. It was edited by John W. Campbell, who was the author of Who Goes There, which is the story they based The Thing and other movies. There's been 3 of them. And this was, an Unknown was John W. Campbell's response to Weird Tales. So he kind of want to make his own Weird Tales, and it's called Unknown. So I wanted to just kind of flip through it a little, show that it is different and there's artwork. Oh, I just want to be careful though. So they are brittle. They smell wonderful. They smell like a basement. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. think we paid $15 for this one. It's in good shape. I think it's clipped, which is in the world of pulp a bad thing, where they trim the edges. But I don't know much about it. Like I said, it's newer to me. From 1940. Yeah, $15. And here's the other one we got. Fantastic novels. See, this one isn't clipped, so it like hangs over. It's from, let's get it all in the picture, from November 1949. Fantastic Novels magazine with cover art by Virgil Finlay. This one has fiction from Charles B. Stilson, Todd Robbins, Francis Stevens, and Elmore Brown Mason. I don't know any of those authors, but we did like the cover artwork here. I don't know if this is a more sci-fi centered pulp. I think they are all kind of just whatever, not very specific. That looks very horrific, awesome horror style. The Living Portrait. Yeah, that's neat. Man, I love old shit. Beautiful. I also paid $15 for that one. The Bookery is actually a comic book store. That's where their focus is, but they have other collectibles. So, but we did get this Chamber of Chills, $5. This is my wife's. She's the one who usually buys the comics, though I do enjoy them. I like this. It's Chamber of Chills number 3. That's pretty cool. She said it's really good too. They had a collection of magazines come in. So she got this Curse of Frankenstein. She collects old horror magazines. They have lobby cards, which she always usually gets one. The Reincarnate. I've never seen it. This one has a giant cat eyes. They had one for the Dunwich Horror, the movie, but the pictures on it are like so lame. They're just like the pictures of the old guy. I was like, where's the Quantum Leap guy? We picked up this VHS of the William Shatner Incubus movie, which is where he speaks, oh God, what's that language? Esperanto. He actually learned Esperanto and spoke it this whole movie. Esperanto is like this language that was supposed to be a barrier between all the languages. So it'd be like common in D&D. If you speak common, it's that. And there's the fan. But just lastly, this has nothing to do with books or anything, but I got this NES. He calls it a D-Make from 8-Bit Slasher. He doesn't sell these because of the copyright, but so he gave me one. But it's a Nintendo. This is real. These are real games. You can play them online for free. They're so he made versions of Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Candyman. And Friday the 13th and Candyman, I think, are my favorites to play. They're really funny, and they're more brutal than obvious NES. They were made back in the 90s though, so they're kind of they're basic. They're not like what you would expect from someone who makes their own video games now. But I mean, I love it anyway, and it's more realistic to me. There's in Friday the 13th, there's couples having sex in the woods, and then you go up and stab them. It's great. It's great shit. So I just wanted to show that real fast, even though it doesn't have anything to do with this world. It's my other collecting world. And that's it. Thanks for watching if you made it the whole way. Obviously, this next month is going to be much smaller. And it's already the next month, so forever behind. And that's it.